Hello everyone, thank you for joining me again. I'm Deborah Leong and we're going to do a nice gentle Hatha Yoga practice just to kind of get the kinks out and just to kind of awaken us in the morning. And it's a great way to start your day. So if you like, join me. I'm going to come on to child's pose. So coming onto hands and knees, taking the feet together, and the knees can either be together if that's comfortable for you, or taking them a little bit wide. I like them a little bit wide, but it's your preference, okay? And then sitting back towards the heels. And just finding a nice soft breath. If you know Ujjayi breath, please practice that. But if it's not familiar to you, just let your breath be deep and smooth without forcing it or holding it. Just allow it to flow in and out. So often our breath just gets kind of cut off by this habitual tension that we hold in the body-mind without even realizing it. So kind of softening and allowing the breath to flow in and out is helpful. Maybe taking a moment to reflect on one word that resonates with you today as the kind of intention. So today what resonates with me for some reason is calm, just the word calm. And trying to kind of carry that one word intention, not only throughout my practice, but also into my day. But you choose a word that resonates with you, not giving it too much thought, just kind of reach into your heart for a moment and just see what comes up, what resonates. And making our way forward onto hands and knees, hands shoulder width, knees hips width, and the feet hips width as well. And then we're going to arch and round the spine, lift the sit bones up, arching the spine. A nice gentle back bend. And then exhale, curl the tailbone under and round. Really stretch the back body. Inhaling, lift the sit bones, arching the spine, kind of stretching the front body. Exhale, curl the tailbone under and rounding as we stretch the back body. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. One more time, inhale, arching. And exhale, rounding. Then inhale, coming to a neutral spine. And as if we were a dog trying to look at our own tail, we're going to let the right hip go out to the right and gaze over the right shoulder to look towards the right hip in that direction. You're probably not going to actually see it. That's okay. And then inhale to center. Exhale, left hip goes out to the left as we look over the left shoulder. Inhale, center. So we're just doing a nice gentle side stretch to the side. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. And inhale, center. Okay, we're going to curl the toes under and press back to a downward facing dog. If you tend to round in your low back, soften your knees, lift the sit bones up and back. And over time, working towards straightening the legs by drawing the quadriceps up and lifting them up and back. So the kneecaps kind of lift, but again, if this rounds your low back, bend your knees and tilt the pelvis forward. So the sit bones lift up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, come on down to the knees. Take your right foot forward between the hands. Nice low lunge here. Reaching the heart forward a little bit. And then exhale, bring the hips back and folding over the right leg. Inhaling, coming forward. And if you like, you can raise the arms and breathe. And exhale, lowering the hands and lift the back knee. Take the left hand underneath your shoulder, keep that there. Then we're going to rotate the upper body towards the right and raising the right arm. And then exhale, lower the right hand back down. And drawing the hips back as you fold over the right leg. Might not be that all the way straight, that's okay. Just working towards that action, just creating that action to work towards straightening the leg. Going to the point that feels okay for you. And then exhale, bend the right knee and step the right foot back to downward facing dog or hands and knees. Exhale, lower back down to the knees and taking the left foot forward between the hands, please. And breathe. And exhale, bringing the hips back and folding over the left leg. Inhale, coming forward again to the low lunge, bringing the hips forward. And if you like, raising the arms. So feeling a lift in the front of the pelvis. We're getting a nice stretch in the front of the right hip. And then exhaling, taking the hands to the floor, lift the back knee, keeping your right hand under your shoulder, and rotate your rib cage towards the left and raising the left arm. A little spinal twist. And then on your next exhale, lower that left hand, bringing the hips back and folding over the left leg. Taking both hands to the inside of the left foot. Then we're going to walk our way around to a wide-legged forward fold. Then we're going to walk our hands back towards the left foot, towards the front of our mat, and step the left foot back to a downward dog, or hands and knees. Coming on down to the knees, and then on to the belly. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale and roll the shoulder blades down the back, and lifting up for a nice baby cobra. Breathing deeply. On your next exhale, come back down, and then again, inhale, roll the shoulders open, baby cobra. Breathe. Then exhale, lower one more time. Inhale, roll the shoulders open, baby cobra. So we're not going up very high. We're just using our back muscles as much as we can to strengthen the back body. And then exhale as we lower and press back to hands and knees and downward dog. And then slowly stepping your feet forward, coming into a standing forward fold with the feet hips width apart. You could bend the knees here if you like to make sure you're tilting forward from the pelvis and not rounding the low back. If you haven't bent the knees, go ahead and bend them now, taking the hands to the thighs and gently rolling up to standing. Take your time, especially if you tend to get lightheaded. Okay. And facing to the side. We're going to raise the left arm, feet hips width apart. Grow tall, lengthen the spine, raise up, reach up to the left arm, and then exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhaling back up, change arms, inhale, grow tall, reach up. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Inhaling, coming back up. Exhale, taking both hands to your low back. Now I'm just going to rotate to the side so you can see me, but you can face in this, you can continue to face forward. Hands are on the low back. And I'm going to gently bring my pelvis forward, but at the same time, I want to feel like I'm drawing the tops of my thighs back. So The hips forward, thighs back. And then with my hands even, I'm going to help to feel like I'm lifting my rib cage up out of the pelvis, roll the shoulders open. And if you can remember baby cobra, it's similar to baby cobra, but we're standing. I'm going to reach the heart up towards the ceiling. So feel your back muscles really working. And then exhale, inhale, push your feet down and towards one another to help you come back up. And then exhale as we fold. Bending the knees if they're not already bent and gently coming up to standing. Again, take your time. Okay. Then we'll take our feet a bit wide. So if I was to bring my hands out to about shoulder height, my feet would be about underneath my hands. It's about that width. 5-pointed star. Outer edges of the feet are parallel, so the toes are pointing forward. So I reach down through the legs, out through the arms, down through the tailbone, and up through the crown of the head. And then exhale and release the hands. Rotate your left foot in slightly and the right foot out 90 degrees. I'm going to bend the right knee, coming into warrior two. Nice deep breath. So just check that that right knee isn't going beyond your ankle or your heel, and that it tracks in line with your toes. The hips are, try to keep them level in height. Try not to lean forward too much. You want to feel like you're kind of right in the middle, right between both feet. And then exhale, release the hands. Straighten the legs. Rotate the right foot in a little bit and the left foot out 90 degrees. So the toes point towards the front edge of your mat. Then we're going to bend the left knee, coming into warrior two. Again, left knee doesn't go beyond the ankle, and the knees tracking in line with the toes. See if you can feel like your torso is like right in the middle between both feet. And then exhale, lower the hands. Inhale, straightening the legs. Take the toes to face forward. And then I'm going to heel toe my feet once in. So they're a little bit more narrow stance. I'm going to rotate my heel, then my toe. Okay? Rotate the left foot in, 45 degrees. Rotate the right foot out 90 degrees. The toes point towards the back of the mat. Drawing the right hip back, taking the right hand to the shin. Press down into the hand, lift up out of the shoulder. So I'm not dropping into the shoulder. I'm actually lifting up out of it. Roll that shoulder open. Draw the lower belly in. And then rotate your rib cage and raise the left arm. Triangle pose. If it hurts your neck to look up, just look forward. You can even look down if you need to, if that's better for your neck. Then inhale as we come back up. Changing sides, rotate the right foot in, the left foot out. Draw the left hip back, left hand to shin. Press down into the shin, lift up out of the shoulder. Draw the lower belly in, and rotating the rib cage open for triangle. And breathe. You might have a tendency to hold the breath when you're in a little bit of an awkward position, or kind of what you might consider a quote-unquote stressful position. The breath might be the first thing to stop. So focus on the breath while you're in the pose if you can, to keep the breath smooth. And inhale, pressing firmly into the feet and lifting up to that top arm. And then taking the toes to face forward. And rotate both toes out, heel in. Bend the knee a little bit, and then rotate the thighs out strongly so that your hips are going to probably come back a bit. And this will allow you to find more of a balanced position in your knee and ankle. If our knees are rolling in, our pelvis is forward, it might not be as healthy for the knee. So rolling the thigh out, pelvis comes back, and just go to the depth of the squat that feels comfortable for you. Raising the arms. Powerful pose. And then exhale, lower the hands, straighten the legs, rotate the toes in, the face forward, and then folding. Hands shoulder width apart, fingers forward, and the elbows point straight back. Notice if your elbows are rotating out to the sides and you're kind of crunching in the neck there. Let your shoulder blades draw down the back towards the waist. The elbows point straight back in line with the wrists. And then gently walking your hands towards your front foot, in this case your left, towards the front of your mat. Probably the left to the front of your mat. And then step your left foot back or the front leg back to downward dog. And then coming down to the knees, to a seated position. I'm going to bend the left leg and then take the right leg over. If this doesn't work for you, you can have the left leg straight and take the right leg over. That's fine too. A nice spinal rotation. So whether this left leg is straight or bent is not very important. Bringing the left elbow around the right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, grow tall, lengthen the spine upward, and then rotate your belly and rib cage towards the right. And then exhale, release the rotation. I'm going to come into a position, the twist on the other side. So either the right leg can be bent and the left leg comes on top, or just keep your right leg straight and bring your left leg on top. And bring the right elbow around the left knee, left hand behind you. Try to come forward a bit. Grow tall. And then rotate your belly and rib cage towards the left. Nice, smooth breath. Ujjayi if that's accessible. Ujjayi is ocean sounding breath. And then exhale as you release the rotation. Coming into a simple cross-legged position so the right leg is in front of the left. So my ankles are in line approximately. It doesn't have to be exact, however. And then gently tilt the pelvis forward and come forward to the point that is comfortable to you without strain. So if you feel any discomfort in your knees, please release this pose, come out, and don't worry about it. You want to feel a nice stretch in your hips, but you don't want to feel anything in the knee, ever. You never want to force the knee joint. You might be up here, that's okay. Okay? Being patient. Patience and perseverance. Just don't give up, but don't rush the process or be aggressive within it. And then inhaling as we come back up. Changing sides, so the other leg is in front. Again, if there's any discomfort in your knee, please skip it, okay? I'm going to gently tilt the pelvis forward and maybe coming forward, maybe just a little bit. Smile to yourself, regardless of however far you've gone. Remember your intention. Remember the single word intention that you set in the beginning of class. Reflect on that for a moment, what that means to you. And then inhaling gently, coming back up. And come onto our backs with our feet, knees bent, and the feet hips width apart. Arms down by the sides. We're going to inhale, tuck the tailbone a little bit. So you're going to kind of scoop the tailbone forward and up towards the ceiling as that lifts the hips a little bit. You don't have to go very far. We're going to come up and down a few times. Then exhale back down. Inhale, scoop the tailbone up towards the ceiling. And let that lift the whole spine, or part of the spine anyway, like a string of pearls, one at a time. And then exhale, slowly come down in reverse. So we lower the vertebrae one at a time. The tailbone comes down last. Inhale, scoop the tailbone, and one vertebra at a time comes up like a string of pearls. And then exhale, like a string of pearls in reverse. First the upper back, mid back, lower back. Lastly, the tailbone. 2 more times. Inhale, scoop the tailbone forward and up. String of pearls, one vertebra at a time. Exhale, lower the upper back, mid back, lower back. And lastly, the pelvis. Pause for a moment. Roll your shoulders. I should have done that before we started, but the back bending. But roll your shoulders open so that your palms are facing up, and maybe draw them towards one another a little bit. We're going to come up, and this time hold for a few breaths. So scoop your tailbone forward and up towards the ceiling, like a string of pearls coming up. If you like, you can keep your arms down by the sides, but wiggle your shoulder blades towards one another underneath you a bit. And if you like, you can interlace the fingers. If you can do that without any strain to your wrists or elbows, feel free. Otherwise, just keep them palms facing up. Tops of the thighs point straight up to the best of your ability, finding balance in your knees and ankles. If you tend to really roll out here, engage your inner thigh a bit, and maybe draw the inner thighs towards one another and slightly down towards the floor. If, however, your knees drop in towards one another, which is less common but does happen, just try to have the top of the thigh bone pointing straight up, in essence. Unless that causes you knee discomfort, and if so, just do what is comfortable for your knee. And then on your next exhale, we're just going to gently come back down. Take the feet together, keeping the knees bent. And let the knees go out to the sides, soles of the feet come together. You can either have your hands on the belly, or if you like, you can raise the arms up and back for a reclined bound angle. And close the eyes and breathe. If you don't like closing the eyes, just keep a soft gaze. Bringing the knees back together, lowering the arms back down, straightening the left leg, the foot on the floor, and then roll onto the outer edge of the left hip as we take the right knee across for a knee down twist. Right arm goes out towards the right, looking straight up. If you really like to look towards the right, that's fine. Otherwise, looking straight up is perfectly fine. And then inhaling, coming back to center. I'm going to change sides. So adjust the hips. You have a nice neutral spine, neutral pelvis. And then extend the right leg with the foot on the floor. Roll onto the outer edge of the right hip and take the left knee across. Right hand could be on the outside of the left knee, lovingly guiding it to the side, not forcing it. And inhaling as we come back to center. Taking both feet to the floor, adjust the hips. You have a nice neutral spine. And then half happy baby. So we're going to take the right leg in, maybe hold your big toe, and then just gently draw that right knee towards the underarm of the right side, the right underarm, not forcing it. And then release that side. We're going to see if you can hold your big toe on your left foot. And then just gently bring that left knee, like almost like you're doing a squat, but you're on your back. And breathe. And then see if you can grab the other toe as well again, grabbing the right toe. So I'm using my index finger the second finger and the thumb to grab the toes, if that works for you. And if you like, you can kind of rock side to side to massage the low back, if that feels good. And then releasing and coming into relaxation pose. So the legs are straight with the feet on the floor, feet a little more than hips width apart, and the arms down by the sides, palms facing up. And just take a moment to wiggle around a little bit if you need to, or if you'd like to take a blanket over you to stay warm. If you'd like to put a little pillow behind your head, that's fine. Just make sure you're not really overly stretching the back of the neck. But if you need to put a little something behind your head to be more comfortable, that's fine. Closing the eyes and breathe. Maybe take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment, and then slowly through pursed lips, let the air out through your mouth. Now let go of any effort in the breath as you take rest. Enjoy the quiet. Maybe bringing your awareness to the inner landscape and just see if you notice any difference in how you feel compared to before you practiced. Not putting too much thought in it, just simply feel and be aware of how you feel without thinking too much or judging it. Feel free to stay here longer if you like. If you need to nurture yourself more and you are in a situation where that is possible for you, then I would say maybe stay a little longer. Otherwise, I'm going to gently wiggle the fingers and toes, maybe deepening the breath, and then give ourselves a nice little stretch. Make yourself as long as you can. Include the back body. Allow the back body to be just as long as the front body. And then exhale and release, and drawing the knees in towards the chest, give them a gentle hug, maybe swaying side to side. And then coming onto your right side, resting here for a moment. And then gently coming up to a seated position. Take your time. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be blessed with good health. May you have ease of well-being. And may you have peace that is unbound by circumstance. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you get to join me again. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.